Guys, are you familiar with So-Avant-Garde? I've recommended them in my videos in the past. I even have a discount code, which is Sebastian20, saves you 20% off in their online fragrance shop. But now we have a discount code that's Sebastian30, only for 3 days. Today, which is Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you get to save 30% off in their store. And today what I'm doing in this video is letting you know some of my favorite winter fragrances at So-Avant-Garde. So if you want to find out about them, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian, and yes, today I'm talking about So-Avant-Garde. If you don't know who they are the store for the distributor Fragrance Group, the Fragrance Group. The Fragrance Group distributes brands like Tiziana, Terenzi, Nishane, Bentley, Brioni, Banana Republic, Lalique, and many other brands. So they have an online shop called So-Avant-Garde, and so they are doing a special 3-day promotion of 30% off all their fragrances in the store, and that code is Sebastian30. So I'm going to let you know what the fragrances I'm picking that are perfect to wear in the winter in their store. Before I do that though, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So let's jump right into this. I am going to start off with the first one, and I'm going right to a Nishane fragrance, Ani, this one right here. You know this one, right? I'm going to spray some on because I'm not wearing any fragrance right now. But this one is perfect winter fragrance. It's woody, it's spicy, it's warm and gooey, vanillic and ambery. Very, very delicious. Nishane is a great, great house. I really love some of their fragrances. Not some. I love a lot of their fragrances. And I really love the way Ani smells. It features vanilla, woods, sandalwood, ginger, cardamom, black currant, bergamot, pink pepper. So there's definitely some spices there. And there's definitely this kind of fruitiness. But it's under there, it doesn't really come through. It just kind of gives it a support, smoothing the spices out, I believe. But it's lots of vanilla with lots of woods and sandalwood. Really, really gorgeous. And I can't forget the ginger. The ginger is very, very prominent here. It gives a bite and adds a bite. Just like if you're eating sushi, you're going to eat some of that ginger to kind of cleanse your palate, and you've got that zing there. That's kind of what it is doing with Ani here. Such a great release. This is probably one of my top 5 fragrances from Nishane. I really love the way it smells. Anyway, Nishane Ani is the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm not ranking this list, just recommending. The next one I'm talking about, not necessarily an ultra wintry fragrance, but I have to recommend something like this. It's very musky, and it's also kind of ambroxany. It's from the house of MIZENSIR. This is For Your Love. Oh my god, this is so good. This is my favorite fragrance from this house, and it sort of hints a little bit at Baccarat Rouge, but then it doesn't, because it's its own unique creation. Sometimes I like this a little more, sometimes I like Baccarat Rouge a little more. Doesn't, you know, it depends on my mood or something like that. But there's something in here that Baccarat Rouge doesn't have. There's a little bit of a fruitiness with this one that I really, really enjoy. But really a wonderful fragrance from a great house. All fragrances created by Alberto Morillas. The brand is run by his daughter. But For Your Love features Exaltone, which is basically a musk, Cachalox, which is basically Ambergris, raspberry, benzoin, and patchouli for one really, really sexy fragrance. If you want something not necessarily warm and spicy that typically people like to wear when it's cold outside, but you want some, you know, longevity, but you know, you want some sillage and things like that, but a very sexy muskiness, definitely try For Your Love from MIZENSIR. I really love that fragrance. Next fragrance, going to the house of AKRO, it's Smoke. One of my favorite fragrances of the last couple of years. This one I really like for its smokiness, and once it's settling on your skin and you know the fragrance is developing on you, it kind of sort of hints at tobacco vanilla a little bit. So it has that kind of warm spiciness, the resinous tobacco-ish nuances. But this is very, very ashy, smoky, and it's definitely there. So if you don't like smoky fragrances, you might not like this one. But if you can handle smoke, because I like the smell of smoke. I like it when there's a fire going and a little bit of that smoky smell. I love campfire smoke and things like that. So it's kind of why I like this. And sometimes I like the smell of cigarettes, people smelling it from a distance. But this one, I just love it because, you know, you start with that smoke and it develops into kind of this warm resinous spiciness. So AKRO smoke features Balkans tobacco leaves, nicotine, Cade, Benzoin, and Tonka beans for a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. My favorite from this house, although there's a couple of them that come really close to this. Smoke is the nicotine or cigarette addiction, and then there's dark, which is the dark chocolate or chocolate addiction, and then there's awake, which is the coffee addiction. The brand is known, or the fragrances from this brand are all about addictions, and those three fragrances are my faves. Again, you can use the discount code that I'm talking about on any fragrance at the website. I'm just giving you some suggestions of my favorite fragrances on the So-Avant-Garde website. So anyway, this is AKRO Smoke. Next, going to the house of Tiziana Terenzi. This is DELOX, this one right here. So DELOX is a warm, spicy, rosy fragrance, kind of in that same ballpark as Intense Cafe. In fact, I have a comparison video on the channel comparing many different fragrances that are similar to Intense Cafe, and this was obviously featured there. You know, they have those similarities, Montal's Intense Cafe and Tiziana Terenzi's DELOX, but there's some differences. Go find out what they are. But this one, to me, once again, is a rose latte kind of an experience. So there's a milkiness there, there's ambery touches there, there's floral touches there, and of course that rose and coffee. The coffee in this one is just a little more prominent than Intense Cafe, but still it's more of a rose latte, cafe latte kind of an experience, but really, really gorgeous and very, very long lasting. This is an extrait de parfum concentration fragrance, the highest concentration or one of the highest concentration of perfumes you can get. And the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances do have really, really great longevity, amazing longevity. But DELOX features rose, coffee, musk, honey, vanilla, hyacinth, amber, apopanax, cedar, and iris for a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. If you don't know DELOX, go check it out. It's a great smelling fragrance for a wonderful, long-lasting rose latte kind of a fragrance. So this is DELOX from Tiziana Terenzi. Next fragrance, going to another Tiziana Terenzi house, but this is a sister house to Tiziana Terenzi. This is Quinto Canto or V Canto, and it's Mea Culpa. I have to throw in one patchouli fragrance in the list, and this is a warm chocolate cakey kind of patchouli that I really can't get enough of. It's kind of in that same ballpark as Reminiscence Patchouli, Lena Reed's Patchouli Antique, Javoy Psychedelic, all of these kind of very, very warm, spicy, chocolate cakey patchoulis where the chocolate cakiness is, achieved by combining this really, really earthy, woody patchouli with warm resins and vanilla and things like that. So if you like that kind of an idea, definitely check out Mea Culpa. In fact, I have a full review of Mea Culpa on the channel, but Mea Culpa features patchouli, benzoin, powdery notes, incense, birch, vanilla, musk, cedar, and sand for a really, really gorgeous, gorgeous experience. It's the patchouli and the benzoin that pretty much create this kind of chocolate cakey experience, but they also have vanilla in here to enhance this kind of like creamy, kind of vanillic, warm spiciness. Really yummy. Love this fragrance. And it's really delicious with its patchouli in here. So this is Mea Culpa, and it's from the house of Quinto Canto. And as I said, that is a sister house to Tiziana Terenzi. I'm going back to Tiziana Terenzi once again because the Tiziana Terenzi house and of course Quinto Canto are distributed by the Fragrance Group, which has this online store, the So-Avant-Garde. This is Dionisio. Do you know this one? This is a vanilla. I really love this vanilla, but this vanilla is very spicy, a little animalic with oud. Very, very delicious. When you put your nose to it here like this, you get the vanilla, the powderiness of it, the dryness of it. There's some woods in the background. Of course, there's the oud, but when you wear it, it gets musky and it gets a little animalic as well. So be warned, if you like, vanillic fragrances, but you don't like, animalics, might not check this one out, but if you do like a little muskiness and a little animalic undertones, definitely check out Dionisio. This features vanilla, which is coming from Madagascar and Tahiti, also ambergris, oud, musk, jasmine, and lily of the valley. So there's some floral touches here, but it's faint. It's mostly about the vanilla, with the two kinds of vanilla, of course, and the ambergris and the oud. So I think it's the ambergris that's giving me this little muskiness, a little animalic undertone, but a beautiful fragrance either way. And if you like the idea of oud and vanilla together, this is definitely one for you to try. So this is Dionisio. This is Dionisio 2019 from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. Next, going to the house of Floris. This is Honey Oud. I'm very low on my bottle here. Gotta get another bottle. But this is probably one of the very first ouds that I bought that I really loved. But I was going back to like 2014, somewhere around there when I first got this. And I really loved it because I love this honey note. And then combined with the oud and throw in some rose, I think the combination works really wonderfully. And it's a great wintry fragrance to wear that smells really pleasant. I really love the way this one smells. The oud is there. It's a little animalic, but not much actually. It's more woody rather than animalic, but you might pick it up a little bit. And it's nicely blended with a syrupy honey. And you've got this really like sweet kind of experience, but it's not overly sweet because the oud kind of cuts through the sweetness of the honey. There is the rose. You definitely pick it up. You definitely pick up the rose in here. It's there, but the fragrance develops into more of like an ambery experience with a combination of amber, vanilla, and labdanum. But the whole list of notes for this one is oud, honey, rose, amber, vanilla, labdanum, patchouli, musk, and bergamot. So very musky too. It gets musky, and then with the addition of the patchouli, but overall it's very vanillic and oudy. I really love that about this one. This is Honey Oud from the house of Floris. Next, this is a new fragrance that's distributed by the fragrance group, which is the folks behind So-Avant-Garde. They distribute TUMI fragrances, and this came out this year. It's not last year yet. This year, around sometime in September. This is TUMI's CONTINUUM. I recently featured it in a Boozy Fragrances by Designers video. If you haven't gotten your nose on this one, now's your chance at 30% off to get your nose on a bottle of this, on this fragrance, because I think it's a great designer boozy tobacco fragrance. Really a loving, really wonderful fragrance that I really love. I think it's a solid release. I prefer this one much more than the initial two launches from TUMI, because they really outdid themselves with the quality of this particular fragrance and the way it smells. But CONTINUUM features tobacco, suede, musk, amber, incense, labdanum, boozy notes, but a really great fragrance, perfect to wear in the winter. Plus, you know, it's not a fragrance that's going to break your bank, because it's definitely priced you know, along the line of other designer fragrances, and I think it's definitely a solid release. So TUMI CONTINUUM is a great fragrance you should check out. This next fragrance I'm doing on the vanilla because I love my vanillas and patchoulis. This is from the house of CANTO. Once again, this is Mirabile. Mirabile is a great vanilla, a resinous, spicy vanilla, a little lactonic and milky and lightly boozy as well, for a very warm, spicy experience, perfect to wear in the winter time. Gets very cozy and comforting. This Mirabile features notes of vanilla, tonka beans, apopanax, milk, malt, rum, lavender, and bushu. Very unique notes there, right? Yes, it does get creamy, it does get milky with that milk note, it does have that malt note as well, but the apopanax gives it a resinous touch, sweetens things up a little bit, but you've got light boozy touches, and of course loads of vanilla in this one. It's a great smelling vanilla. If you don't know this one, this is definitely one for you to try. And this one, along with Mea Culpa, are two of my favorites from the CANTO house. Again, this is a sister house to Tiziana Terenzi, and of course the fragrances are all created by Paolo Terenzi, who creates the fragrances for Tiziana Terenzi. Either way, Mirabile by CANTO is a great fragrance for you to check out. And the last fragrance I'm going to recommend as a great fragrance to wear this winter on the So-Avant-Garde website is from the house of Fragrance du Bois, and this is Santal Complete. Do you know this one? I have a full review of this one on the channel. This to me is a very smooth, creamy sandalwood with kind of vanillic boozy undertones. That's really, really cozy and comforting and very, very delicious to wear. If you don't know it, go check out my full review, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about this one because I recommend this one from Fragrance du Bois. It's just a very cozy experience. I find wearing this kind of a fragrance when I want to be alone and read or watch some TV by myself or something. I just want some me time kind of a thing. And you wear this very, very cozy, comforting fragrance that's not necessarily like really loud or anything like that. It's just a perfect amount of smelling great kind of a thing, you know? The sandalwood, the vanilla, the booziness and all that kind of stuff. Really wonderful. But it features sandalwood, coconut, vanilla, amber, musk, violet, black pepper, and lemons. Yes, there's a little booziness in there. Not a lot, but I think the sandalwood is a creamy sandalwood, and you've got this creamy coconut in there as well. And the vanilla and the amber together, it's one smooth ride. Really, really wonderful ride. Very cozy, very comforting, and I think it's perfect for winter. I really love the way it smells. Either way, this is Fragrance du Bois Santal Complete. And that's the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys go take advantage of this 30% off discount code. If you haven't gone to this website, as I said, it's a website, you know, an online perfume shop owned by the distributor of the fragrance group, who distributes brands like Nishane and Tiziana, Terenzi, and many other brands. So everything in the website is 30% off with Sebastian 30. That's the discount code. Otherwise, guys, let me know if you've shopped at So-Avant-Garde. Let me know what you think about these fragrances. I'd like to find out. Either way, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. Alright, I'm not going to leave you just like that. I've got one bonus fragrance that I think you should definitely check out, but I talk about this one quite a bit. It's one of my favorite fragrances from a designer, and the fragrance group So-Avant-Garde distributes this brand. This is Bentley for Men Intense. Do you know this one? Yes, it's a great warm spicy fragrance to wear in the winter time. It smells fantastic. It's just the right amount of booziness, warm touches, ambery touches, smokiness, resins, you name it, spices, all blended perfectly for wonderfully smelling fragrance with an amazing dry down. Incense, leather, benzoin, rum, black pepper, patchouli, woodsy notes, cinnamon, and cedar. So, so good. I like this fragrance from the start all the way till the end. There's sometimes fragrances you like the base notes a little more than the top notes, or vice versa. This one, from start to finish, it smells amazing. And it's such a great fragrance, and it's available at So-Avant-Garde, and it's available for that discounted price. Either way, this is Bentley for Men Intense, and that's my bonus fragrance suggestion for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.